Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming, and in this video I'm going to go over a few things that are on consignment. I get a lot of requests for uncut sheets even to this day, even though I haven't advertised any in a long time. But this is one that just come in. This is one of the more common uncut sheets that's out there, at least it used to be. It's not as common as it used to be. But this is a Neo Genesis common uncut sheet. And I'm going to show you guys the corners, but the stuff that's in the corners is not for sale. It's just kind of to hold down the uncut sheet because it was sitting in a rolled tube. You can see right there. So this is actually a 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 by, just trust me on this, it's 11 by 11. So there's 121 cards on the sheet. This is one of the few sheets that I've come across that is an 11 by 11. So it's definitely one of the biggest sheets, or at least it uses up the most space. This sheet in particular, it used to be very common. A lot of people even cut up this sheet into smaller sections. If you go on eBay right now, you can find little sections of 9 or 12 that are like $700-800, something like that. Truly, I don't know what those little uncut sections would be worth now, but as far as we know, those were all cut outside of the factory. It was done by, I believe it was Sports Values Net, or it was something like that. It used to have a bunch of these. I got most of my uncut sheets off of them a while back, but this one come in on consignment. And it's going to be going to auction unless I get a good offer before it does. I am giving a little extra time for this consignment. But let me see if I can get the light to shine on it. You can see right there, it's not in mint condition. It does have creases on it. And as we go up, you might find a few other places, like right there. It has a crease on it. Let me see right here on this chikorita, and it's like that on the sheet. And I'll be honest with you, that's very common with uncut sheets, just because anytime you roll these things, anytime you handle them, if you don't do so with the utmost precision, you're going to have damage come to them. Even just rolling them out like this, sometimes putting them on a table, if that surface isn't absolutely clean, you're going to get some minor scratches on the surface itself. In fact, if we look at the surface of this one, you can see it is a little scuffed up. It's not too bad, but when you look at an uncut sheet, a lot of times when you zoom out like this, it displays excellent because you don't see all those little creases and stuff. Usually these are for display purposes. People like having something like this that is super impressive when you walk into a room, but you would have to have it framed, which again can be very expensive. So this one is going to be up for sale, and there are going to be 2 others up for sale as well. These booster boxes are definitely not included with the auction, but it should begin on eBay at 1 penny, and we'll just see where it goes from there. Now, if you are interested in making an offer prior to it going to eBay, we will have a little bit of time to do that. Send me an email. It's down there in the description, or it's number1pokemoncollector@gmail.com. I am only selling one of these. He's got one of these. He has 2 other sheets I'm going to show you guys here in a minute. So here is the other sheet that come in on consignment. I thought there was 3, but there's only 2. He had messaged me about 3, but only accepted 2 on consignment. So this is probably the most common uncut sheet that we know of. This is the Fossil Hollow uncut sheet that was released through a KB Toys promotion. You can see right here, produced by Wizards of the Coast for KB Toys. And you can see right there, $10.99. Now this sheet, I've heard numbers of there were 1,000 released. Who knows? I really don't. I've never actually seen a Fossil uncut sheet with the hollow pattern that actually is not from the KB Toys. So I think that would be an even more rare situation. But if you're looking at the hollow foil in these cards, you can see they are scratched up. There are some pretty decent bends that you're going to find. Now, when you look back, just like with the Neo Genesis, you know, if you have the whole uncut sheet in a frame, you're not going to be able to see all these creases that are on it. But I do want to let you guys know what is going on with the sheet. I believe there was another section you have right here on this magneton. You can see we've got some thicker creases going on. Same thing here with this Hitmonlee, going over to the Muck and the Haunter, up in here to the Gengar. And there are probably many more other spots that have the small creases. Those are some of the biggest spots that I could find, but there are definitely like little scratches in the hollow as well. You can see it there on the Gengar and the Moltres. And that's going to happen. Anytime you pull out these uncut sheets, you risk damaging them further. So you have to be very careful. In fact, that's why I use these WotC boxes here at the corners, because it is a reminder for me that if I slide this thing around, I'm sliding around some really precious stuff here at the corners as well. But you also don't want to be sliding an uncut sheet at any time, because it's going to cause those scratches. No matter how clean you get a surface, there's probably going to be something, dust or anything, that's going to be on the table or whatever surface you put it on. So anytime you slide it across, you risk damaging it. So you do have to be very careful. That's the main thing with these uncut sheets. If you do end up buying this, please be careful when you are handling it. I would recommend getting it framed if you want to have it displayed. Keep it out of light, because I've seen many sheets that are very faded, but they are very impressive if you do something like that. This is, like I said, probably the most common uncut sheet, but it's also one that is very, very popular, because not only is it holographic, but it displays a lot of the most iconic Pokemon from the Fossil set, which was the set that rounded out all of the missing Pokemon that we had not yet encountered from either base or jungle. You had base, jungle, and fossil, and with those 3 sets you have all 150 Pokemon. Of course, the Mew was not released in a set until Expedition, but it was released as a promo. You've got cards like Dragonite. People love that card with the rainbow holographic in the background. You've got cards like the Articuno, the Zapdos, and the Moltres. You got the legendary birds. You got Gengar, and they're all over this uncut sheet. They're repeated several times. If any of you are really into the niches of Pokemon, then you probably noticed that the Zapdos on this uncut sheet, it is the corrected version, so this is likely a later printed version of the Zapdos for the Unlimited set. If you are familiar with the first edition Zapdos from Fossil, it has that error box hollow foil missing. And then within the Unlimited set, they have some that still had that same error box hollow foil missing. However, this one does not. It's got the full hollow. Let's see if we can get the light on. You can see right there. So this is probably, they probably printed this KB Toys version after the initial printing. But anyways, if you guys are interested, you're welcome to make an offer prior to these going up on eBay. Should be going up on eBay very soon if I don't get any offers, starting off at a penny. However, if you want to make those offers, send it to my email, number1pokemoncollector@gmail.com. It's also down there in the description of the video, same as the other uncut sheet. I'm looking forward to seeing where these go in auction if somebody does not want to snatch them up before then. But as always, hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in another one.